Hey class, I hear you're struggling with economics. Econ can be hard for those with an IQ below 7 billion or for those who can't understand Rick and Morty references, so let the biggest, largest, brainiest wielder of knowledge tell you what's up. Today we talk about inflation, unemployment, and GDP. Welcome to Economics 101. Inflation is what happens when an individual piece of currency is not valuable enough. This can happen when too much of a currency is in circulation. An inflated currency is kind of like fun times with a sex worker. Its worth diminishes depending on how much of it you have. When inflation reaches a certain point, it can be devastating to the economy. Due to the worthlessness of a currency, prices skyrocket at lightning fast paces. Unemployment is how many people in the labor force are out of a job and have been looking for one in the past 4 weeks. The labor force is the amount of eligible workers. It can be calculated by subtracting the amount of kids under 16, institutionalized persons, armed forces, and anyone with no job and not looking for work from the total population. There are 3 types of unemployment: structural, frictional, and cyclical. Structural is involuntary and usually happens when the decline of an industry or a new technology makes jobs obsolete. Like, say, I'm a local baby maker, but a baby making factory opens up that can make more babies even faster than I can. The machines will eventually steal my job. Frictional is voluntary and is usually brought upon the person by themselves or another. Like if I quit my 9-to-5 desk job to go sell tacos across the border, that short time where I'm without work, I would be frictionally unemployed. Cyclical is the result of an economic recession. Like if Hagrid was fired from the groundskeeper position because Dumbledore didn't get enough tuition money from Harry's trust fund. GDP, or gross domestic product, is the market value of all final goods and services produced in a given year. Final goods are the products that reach consumers. For instance, cocaine would be a final product, while the coca leaves used to make it would be an intermediate good. Then there's also capital goods, which are like the equipment used to turn the coca leaves into cocaine. Although in the world of this analogy, cocaine would have to be legal because GDP omits all illegal goods as well as used goods and certain investments like stocks and bonds. Not many people know the difference between real GDP and regular GDP. Real GDP adjusts for inflation, while regular GDP doesn't. Since the buying power of a currency may differ year to year, economists usually adjust for inflation when comparing the yearly GDP of a country. Think of it like your girl, who goes from a 10 in your apartment to a 2 at the club with her coworkers, even though she put on more makeup. Well, I hope you learned something new about economics today. Now if you'll excuse me, I have some nothing to get done. Smell you later, nerdwarts.